What's up, everybody? My name's Maciek, also known as Grillin' with Dad, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I made these full-length YouTube videos. I've been posting a ton of short content, which is nice, but I'm excited to get back into it and do these full-length YouTube videos. Again, I have a new setup outside, new prep area, I got all my grills, I have a roof that I can cook under, so this is awesome. So let's get to it. Today I'll be kicking with my cast iron skillet, and I'll be making a one pan or one skillet dinner. It's going to be vegetables, potatoes, chicken. It's super easy to put together and it comes out delicious. We're going to start this by prepping our potatoes. You can really use any kind of potatoes you might have on hand. I have a couple of these smaller red potatoes, smaller russet potatoes. Even if you go with bigger ones, that's fine too. I'm just going to cut these down a little bit so they cook quicker and more evenly. Be sure to wash these guys first, scrub any dirt off of it, and then we can cut them up. So cutting these down will allow them to cook a little bit quicker. When you want to go about this, you can cut them again. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You just want to make sure that all the pieces are about the same size, again, so all the potatoes cook at the same time. This is the most time-consuming part of this recipe, is cutting these potatoes. You can peel these if you'd like. I'm leaving them as is. Again, just helps speed things up a little bit. And somebody once told me that all the kind of nutritious value in the potato is in the skin. So I don't know how true that is, but seems to make sense to me. So I'm gonna leave that skin on. Okay, put our potatoes into a bowl. I'm gonna add in a handful of these baby carrots. Okay, you can use full-size carrots, just again, cut them down. This is what I had in the fridge, so I'm gonna use up what's available. Okay, let's move this out of the way, wipe this down a little bit. Okay, we'll go with some onions next. I had a container of these little pearl onions. I like using these a lot. They're a little pain to prep because they're so small, but just cut the ends off. Cut them right down the middle. And then just peel this top layer. So now you know why these are a pain. But they're a little sweeter from regular onions. That's why I like using these guys. Okay, so you're left with that. Cut off this little knob here at the end. And I'll toss these with my potatoes and my carrots. And again, you can use really any other onion, any vegetables you might have. You know, you can add some celery. Anything here will work. It's a good way to use up some leftovers or stuff that might be going bad pretty soon. While you're watching me prep these onions, it's a good time to hit that subscribe button on the page. And hit that bell to get all the notifications, and then we can be friends forever and you'll never miss my videos. And there's going to be a lot of videos because I love doing this stuff. I love cooking. I love sharing this with you guys. All right, I think that's enough. Let's take our onions into our bowl. Oh yeah, this will be plenty of onions. Okay, up next I'm gonna add some garlic. Listen, I like using this squeezable stuff. It makes things a lot easier. You can use fresh, but I don't know, maybe 2 tablespoons worth of garlic. Up next, some olive oil. I'm gonna go with about 2 tablespoons. We're gonna toss all these together, and plenty of kosher salt and black pepper. Okay, now mix it all together. You know, we can just go in with your hands, toss the potatoes, the vegetables. So that is looking pretty good to me. All right, let's get our skillet. So this is just a regular cast iron skillet, and we'll just dump all this right into the skillet. Come on, little onions. You were a pain to prep, so I will cook you all. Okay, just spread this out on the bottom just like that. Add a couple sprigs of fresh thyme. Just right there on top, and some fresh rosemary, just all over. Ooh, man, this smells great. All right, our veggies are ready. Let's prep the chicken. And here is our beautiful chicken. This is about 3.5 pound bird. And so what I'm gonna do with this guy is I will spatchcock it, and what that means, I know it's a funny word, is I will remove this backbone. So this is on the underside of the chicken, all right? So here's the breast side with the drumsticks, the wings. So you flip it over, and we're gonna cut out this backbone right here, all right? So it's called spatchcocking or butterflying. You can use a knife or poultry shears. I like using these. Just cut along one side. Okay, just like that. Come on, skin. And then on the other side of this backbone, okay. Let's cut the skin, and so there's the backbone. You can save this for a stock or chicken soup. Just move that off to the side. See, so now your chicken is kind of open, but it's still not very flat. So there's a breastbone that's right here. So you can take your knife and just cut right into this bone a little bit. Okay, now it'll open up and lay nice and flat. See? Look how nice that looks. So now I'll take my chicken, flip it over, and I'm gonna season the underside. And you know, you can go really with any barbecue rub here that you'd like, or any seasoning mix that you like on your chicken. I'm going with a Hardcore Carnivore Red. It's a good all-purpose rub. It's not sweet. It's got a nice peppery kick to it, so it is really nice on poultry. And just gonna pat that in. Now we'll bring back our cast iron skillet, and this chicken will go right on top over these potatoes. Now we'll hit the top with a little olive oil. This will help the seasoning stick to the top, and it will help the skin get nice and crispy as this chicken is cooking. And again, we'll sprinkle with our Hardcore Carnivore seasoning, or whatever seasoning you're using. You don't want to spread this around because it's going to clump up, so just give it a nice even coating, and then that's all that it's gonna need. And there you have it. The chicken is on top of the potatoes. So why cook it this way? It's pretty easy. So as the chicken cooks and all the juices and that fat renders out of it, is gonna drip down and get absorbed into those potatoes and make them super flavorful. And then all those seasonings that we have on the potatoes, that garlic, those fresh herbs, that's gonna get infused in the chicken because it's sitting right on top. So it's a super awesome way of making it, and very easy. I went with a full chicken. You know, you can go with individual chicken pieces. Just make sure you get skin on and bone in. So you can do drumsticks, bone in chicken thighs. The more fat that it has, the better, because all that's going to get rendered down and absorbed into the potatoes and the vegetables, making them super good. I've got the Big Green Egg fired up, set up for indirect cooking. So I have the plate setter in, and the temperature is right around 350, 375, which is perfect for our chicken. So put this right here in the middle. Close the lid and let that cook. Chicken is on, cooking away. That's gonna take about an hour or so, hour 15, to get fully cooked and potatoes get nice and tender. I will be checking those internal temperatures. I'm gonna pull it off just shy of 165 in the breast. All right, let's take a look at our chicken. Ooh, this thing is looking and smelling great. Look at that nice color. It is nice and crispy on the outside. Let's check the temperature. So it's approaching 160. I'm gonna pull it off right around 160, and then we'll rest it, and it should be perfect and juicy. The safe eating temperature for poultry is 165 degrees internal. Now you can cook this to 165, pull it, rest it, and it will still be good and tasty. But for a perfectly juicy chicken, you want to pull it off shy of 165, which is why I cook it about 160. Let it rest about 10-15 minutes, and during that rest period, the temperature will increase to the safe to eat 165, and the chicken is going to be tender, juicy, and delicious. Okay, this thing is done. Whew. Let's pull it off, and I let it rest. Check this thing out. It looks and smells great. This skin is nice and crispy on the outside. Great color. So this thing's sitting at about 160 degrees internal temperature. So let's take a little bit foil and just loosely cover this up. Let this rest for about 10 minutes, and I'll come back and see how it is. chicken has been resting for about 15 minutes. So let's cut right into it. There's a couple different ways you can cut this up, but being spatchcocked, it makes the process much easier. So grabbing the thigh, and then you're just gonna separate right here along this seam. Oh man, this thing is just packed full of juice. See, so that comes right out. Look at that. Wow. That is, I'm not sure how well you can see this, but that is some juicy, juicy chicken and crispy skin right there. Potatoes are nice and tender. And you can see all that chicken fat, all those delicious drippings right on the bottom. Okay, let's take this guy off. Same thing with the wing, you just kind of cut right here on the joint. And it comes right off. Look at that. Let me pick this guy up. Ooh, still pretty hot. Look at these potatoes. Look at that. Pieces of garlic. You have those herbs just covered in that delicious, delicious chicken drippings. So I've got some of my chicken cut up. I have the potatoes. The best part about these is that towards the bottom, the parts that were on the cast iron, they got nice and crispy. So so good. Cooking potatoes and vegetables in that chicken fat, it is so good. They're so much more flavorful, very tender, nice garlicky flavor, nice kick from the barbecue rub as well. Here's the chicken. Here's a piece of the breast. Super juicy, crispy skin. It has a nice mild smoky flavor just from cooking at that indirect heat with the charcoal. Whew. Here's the piece of that onion. Let's get a carrot. That is super good. So there you have it, super easy one pan or one skillet meal. Chicken, potatoes, vegetables, about an hour cooking time, 20-25 minute prep time depending on what vegetables you put in here. Super easy and delicious. Thank you so much guys for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. More videos coming, hit that bell to get all the notifications. And thanks so much for watching.